And for more on AI technology, I'm joined by Dr. Amr Awadallah. He's the founder and CEO of Vectara Incorporated, a generative AI company. And you know, I was out at Consumer Electronics Show in January out in Las Vegas, and it just is amazing, just even tracing, because I was there again last year, just tracing how AI has just exploded over the last year. And I was talking to an expert and they said, you know, we kind of expected it to really show up in 2030, but it's here now. Can you talk about this race as far as it comes to AI technology that's underway? Because you got US, Europe, China, all pretty much fighting to kind of grab that terrain.
Yes, I would say not only is AI here now, I mean, AI has been here for 20 years. There has been AI around us doing things that we sometimes are not conscious about that AI is doing them. For example, fraud transaction, when we use our credit card and a certain transaction is marked fraud or not, I mean, that's being done by AI. It's not like a human is sitting and ranking every transaction. Or Google Maps, when using it for navigation, that's being done by AI. Or spam filtering in your email, all of the spam messages going in a separate spam box. That's an AI reading the messages and figuring this is spam, move it to another box. So what's happening is AI is getting a lot more intelligent, a lot more advanced. So we're having an acceleration in the rate of AI. And what some governments are worried about, and I think some of them are worried, maybe incorrectly so, a bit too much, is the AI can get to the point to what's called AGI, meaning advanced AI that can think generally like humans do. And I think we're far away from that. That said, that is leading some governments to be a lot more protective about sharing AI secrets with others. The US specifically had been trying to limit how much China can get from NVIDIA, which is one of the key AI hardware makers here. So that is not very positive sign for me to be seeing. But the reason why it's happening is because of this fear of AGI.
Yeah, one of the things that was discussed quite a bit in Las Vegas was ethics, regulations. You know, what about that? And because it is a worldwide phenomenon, how do you get everyone to kind of agree to something?
That's a very good question. So there is some ethics that we all can agree on. For example, when any new tool comes, when any new technology comes, it has positives and it has negatives. That's not just something specific to AI. The cars, when cars came out at the beginning, they were killing humans left and right until we figured out how to have car seats and seat belts and airbags and stoplights and signals and even now still, by the way, 40,000 people die in the US because of car accidents, even with all of that. So same thing, AI can be abused, and that's what we're afraid of. So for example, you can use AI to make a clone of you. I can make a clone of you that looks just like you and maybe make a competing news show that has your image and your voice in it. Today, that is almost legal to do. Is that okay? No, you should get royalties. You should get money back from me for taking your view. So we need regulations that prevent these type of abuses that are now much more easier to do and achieve because of AI. In the same way, for example, I can buy a very expensive printer, color printer, and start printing money. I don't do that because I know there's a clear regulation. If I do that, I'll go to prison. So we need things similar to that for AI.
We saw in that piece, I When, an AI giving us a tour of the museum. I think it's one of these things where AI, your imagination can take you just about everywhere. Can you talk to us about where you see it as far as practical applications as we move forward?
I love that. I mean, I love imagination. It's something I live with, is imagining a much better future for all of us. And I do see AI solving a number of key problems in the future. One of them is education. There's lots of studies that show if young kids get one-on-one education, where they have somebody who is focused on them, teaching them in the way that they understand, that these kids become 2 or 3 standard deviations better than the average kid. And not all of us can get one-on-one education. But in the future, I'm saying 2 years from now, we will have AI teachers that are just as good as the real human teachers that will allow every kid to have their own teacher. So the average intelligence for the human race will increase dramatically because of AI, in my opinion. The second one is health. Same thing. Not all of us have access to amazing health, where whenever we have an issue, we can ask the doctor, oh, I'm suffering from this, from that, what should I do? We will have an amazing doctor in our hands that will be able to answer all of these questions for us. So these are some of the things in the future that I imagine that AI will be able to help us with. Last but not least, complex tasks. Many of us are not able to use software to do complex things. For example, if you take a picture of your family and you're on an amazing beach, an amazing sunset behind you, everything looks great, and you snap the picture, but one of your kids was closing their eyes or had their finger up their nose in the picture. To go and fix that with Photoshop or photo editing software today is very hard. In a matter of months, you'll be able to just tell the software with your voice. You just tell it, please remove my son's fingers from his nose. And the picture will be way better because of that. So this is what excites me about AI.
Okay, quickly if you can, because what you just described is utopia AI, and you know that there's the other dark side, the dire AI. It's going to steal my job. Everybody's afraid of it. What do you say to the people who are kind of fearful of this AI revolution?
So first, with any new technology that comes, there will be displacement in jobs. So yes, I agree, there will be jobs that will be displaced. Do you know that the word computer was actually the name of a job? There was people whose job was to be a computer, and they added and subtracted numbers at very high speeds, and banks hired them, and space companies hired them, and they got replaced completely by computers. They had to figure out something else to do. That will also happen because of AI. There will be some jobs that will be fully automated, and whoever is doing these jobs, they will need to learn new skills and adapt, do something new. But at the same time, there will be new jobs that will be created because of AI that we did not have before.